Right now here at 5 o'clock, we begin with breaking news late today. At 5, a Louisville middle school teacher is now facing federal charges for allegedly distributing child pornography.
Investigators tell us 39-year-old Jordan Fotz was working as a 7th and 8th grade teacher at St. Stephen Martyr Catholic School when he allegedly sent explicit materials to an undercover officer. Court documents say some of the materials had been manipulated by morphing or photoshopping original child sexual abuse materials with non-explicit images of minors. The Archdiocese of Louisville has just released a statement saying Fotz will not be returning to that school.
Also developing in this story, St. Stephen Martyr is now holding a parent meeting to talk about what's been going on with this. The FBI and the Archdiocese of Louisville will be there. It's going to be happening tomorrow at 1 p.m. as they've just announced that the FBI is looking to identify potential victims of Fotz. If you or anyone has any information about him, they want you to contact the FBI. Email right now on your screen. It's also posted on our website at WHAS11.com.
Now to more details in the Jamie Knoll and Misty Knoll investigation, specifically undeclared income in the couple's joint tax returns.
Indiana state investigators say they did not declare $360,000 worth of income over the last 5 years, much of it from the Utica Volunteer Fire Department. Misty Knoll was booked, as you know, yesterday into custody for the first time. She is in the Scott County, Indiana jail tonight. Jamie Knoll is now facing 25 felonies. He's out on bond. Our Focus reporter Travis Breeze has the new information in these new documents. Travis?
Doug and Shay, we got some specific examples of how money was kind of created through vehicle transfers and got a total amount of $82,000 in undeclared child support payments. The state found errors in their jointly filed tax returns from 2018 to 2022. Mr. McMahon, do you intend to plead not guilty?
Absolutely.
Misty Knoll's attorney saying she will fight her 10 charges of theft and tax evasion. She and her husband are accused of not declaring $360,000 in income over 5 years. The largest source is vehicle swapping between Jamie Knoll and the Utica Township Volunteer Firefighters Association. Sometimes he traded in a department vehicle for a personal vehicle and then sold that personal vehicle back to the department. Other times he sold department property to other people and pocketed the money. The state says none of these transactions were in the couple's taxes. When it comes to real estate, the Knowles are accused of claiming a Maine residence tax credit at a place they owned less than 2 years, which is against Indiana law. And at their home in Naples, Florida, paying nearly $7,000 for pool renovations using fire department funds. That home was put up for sale this week, according to Collier County property records.
I'll save everything for when we're in front of the judge, make an appropriate bond motion and any other motion that needs to be made on behalf of Ms. Knoll. They'll be made at that point in time.
State police previously said Knoll spent at least $4.8 million in EMS funds for personal use. They gave more info Thursday, giving a month-by-month spending breakdown for almost $3.6 million and saying it was used for tanning beds, college tuition, and even purchases at Victoria's Secret. Jamie and Misty Knoll are both scheduled to appear before Special Judge Larry Medlock Monday at 3 p.m. in their different cases. In the studio, Travis Breeze, WHAS 11 on your side.
Travis, thank you very much. More local news here at 5. Early this morning, Metro Police arrested 15 people who were blocking traffic during a protest today outside the RTX Arms Manufacturing Company in South Louisville that was formerly known as the Raytheon Company.
Free Palestine. Free Palestine, free Palestine, stop the occupation.
Members of the Louisville Ceasefire Coalition are protesting the ongoing Israeli assault on Gaza and the part played by the United States. More than 26,000 people have been killed, 65,000 wounded in the war. The protesters here in Louisville were asked to leave the streets outside Raytheon RTX and the BAA Systems Company, but few complied.
If you refuse to move, you will be arrested. This is your second warning.
We were there as Metro Police gave several warnings to disperse and leave. The 15 who did not were charged and arrested, charged again with trespassing.
It's going to take time. We have a big backlog. We have tens of thousands of phone calls that are being received every day.
Riverlink says it is going to take more time to get customer service calls back to where they were prior to switching providers, meaning many people are waiting hours just trying to get some help. Well, remember, bills were put on hold for several months after switching providers, leaving some customers with handfuls of invoices once it started back up. In some cases, it led to hundreds of dollars charged just at one time. Senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez and photojournalist Emma Gefter are taking your questions straight to the company.
Well, both Kentucky and Indiana have put more than $2 million toward adding dozens of more call takers to address your concerns. Of course, the question from drivers themselves, will it help?
Up to 50 additional customer service representatives answering phones.
Mindy Peterson, spokesperson with Riverlink, says they've doubled the number of representatives on customer service. That's to handle numbers like the more than 100,000 calls they got in January alone. Call delays in some cases, she says, lasting up to an hour.
That's not where we want to be. That's not acceptable to the state. Now it may be 30 minutes before a call is answered. We are seeing a lot of improvements and continuing to trend in the right direction.
Riverlink offers payment plans for drivers to divvy up costs if they choose, but only once a year. And with long waits for assistance over the phone and in person, some drivers have told us it's been hard to get help. What is an acceptable hold time?
So I'll have to see what the contractual requirements are. I think it's about a minute and a half.
Some of the people I've talked to say that they're making spreadsheets just to keep up with all this stuff. I mean, I'm sure you'd say that shouldn't be necessary.
No, it shouldn't be necessary. And what happens is you can track and see all of the activity, especially when you have a prepaid account.
Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS11 on your side.
Well, on a separate note, we do want to let you know Riverlink has been doing overnight routine maintenance on its tolling equipment this week, meaning multiple lanes on both the Kennedy and the Lincoln Bridge will be closed from 8 at night until 5 in the morning. That is each night from today through Tuesday, February the 6th. Riverlink tells us this does not relate to any issues with the billing.
Well, everybody's holding their breath this morning with the groundhog see his shadow. And Colleen, I'll tell you what, if the groundhog came up in Kentuckiana, they've got a nice shot of the sun right there. But I think the groundhog's pretty accurate this year with the forecast, don't you think?
Well, we'll see, Doug, because I've heard from our first alert team that little guy can't be trusted.
Okay, I know it's misleading that we're sunny and warm out, but Doug, just you wait. You're going to be freezing at the end of February. I'll say that right now. February into March, we still get some cold weather. So the actual accuracy of Phil is around 39%. So meteorologists across the nation, we have fun with it. It's good that a city has their traditions and their culture, but you got to trust us for that forecast. Right now, we have some beautiful sunshine out there. Sunset is right at 6:06 p.m. Sunrise 7:47 in the morning. All right, I'm not complaining. I would love to just shoot right into spring, but it would also be kind of nice to have some more snow. Just one last good snow would be nice. 55 here at Louisville, 52 in Shelbyville, 52 in Frankfort. The farther south you go into Kentucky, the warmer you are, almost getting to the 60s in some spots. So over the next few hours, really great Friday night. It's going to be pretty mild, but if you're out past 9 p.m., it is going to get a little chilly. We have temperatures cooling off to the low 30s. Once we get into February, before you know, we're at the Kentucky Derby. That's 92 days away. The solar eclipse, 66 days away. And of course, Valentine's Day, 12 days. So we're counting down to all of that, keeping our eyes closed on those long-range models for next week, the Super Bowl. But overall, this weekend, we have a beautiful spread of sunshine, high of 57 on Sunday. I'll tell you when that next chance of rain is here coming up. Doug, Shay.
This was essential for us to change the culture of our police department as well, and make clear that my administration will embrace changes and challenges alongside with our police department.
Mayor Craig Greenberg there giving his State of the City address yesterday. The mayor acknowledging there is still work to be done when it comes to addressing the city's violent crime.
Mayor Greenberg is joining us live here, and we have many questions to ask you. But first, I want to say condolences. All of us here at WHAS11, our thoughts are with you, Rachel, your boys who have come into town now, and your father after the passing of your mom, Ruth.
Thank you very much. She was an amazing woman. She instilled the essence of public service in me, and I will continue to be inspired by her legacy as we move forward here. Thank you very much.
She also appears in the Wrestlers documentary.
She does.
You were part owner of OVW.
Yes, that was a highlight of her last year of life. That is for sure.
She is in the Netflix documentary.
Well, Mayor, we appreciate you coming on with us today. We want to talk first about downtown Louisville. The downtown really still is struggling with crime, with trash, with businesses pulling out. Yesterday, you mentioned some ideas on how to really invest some energy there. What are the concrete steps you have planned to get our downtown back to where we want it?
Well, you know, we're a city of neighborhoods here in Louisville, and downtown is a special neighborhood because it's a neighborhood that's the heart of our city. It's a neighborhood that every neighborhood interacts with in some way. People work here, people visit here for sporting events, cultural events, festivals outside, you name it. There are great things happening downtown right now. In this post-COVID world that we're living in, yes, there are fewer people working here every day, but there are exciting things going on here. Tourists are visiting every day from around the world, visiting our bourbon distilleries. We have new entertainment venues and restaurants and hotels that are opening up. And so we're going all in on downtown. We're getting ready to transform the Belvedere, a great space. But I think everyone can admit, after 50 years, it needs a new vision. It needs to be a world-class destination for people to visit. We're getting ready to do some improvements on 4th Street with another internationally known design firm. We're focused on streetlights, on cleaning up, as you mentioned, Shay, making sure that downtown is a safe, vibrant, clean, green, energetic, unique place that everyone wants to be.
We get a lot of feedback from our viewers who say, I'll come back downtown if I would see more police. They don't see a lot of police on the streets. Give us an update on the hiring for the police department. How short are we still today to get back up to full strength?
Yeah, we're roughly 200 officers short of a fully authorized team right now. We allocated $1 million in last year's budget to continue our efforts to strengthen our recruiting efforts. And one of the things I talked about in yesterday's State of the City speech, which I'd love to say again here today, is if you all know somebody anywhere from our city, regardless of their background, they might be a teacher now, a social worker, they might work in a different industry, but they want to help serve our community and be a part of the solution, apply and join our team. This is a great way. Joining LMPD is a great way to be a part of the solution, make our city safer, support others. In the meantime, one of the things we've done downtown in particular is hire more downtown ambassadors. So you'll see folks around the city downtown wearing their bright yellow shirts, and they're doing a lot with respect to hospitality, keeping our streets clean, and really being eyes and ears.
Yesterday, you talked about violent crime numbers going down, which is certainly something everybody wants to hear. Yeah. But today, we interviewed a mom. She lost her 15-year-old last September. The case is still unsolved. Yeah. To her, it doesn't seem like it's getting any better. To a lot of people at home, they're saying it doesn't seem like it's getting any better. What do you want them to know tonight?
I want them to know that while the numbers are headed in the right direction, and that is a sign of progress, that homicides, shootings, and carjackings are down. One homicide, one carjacking, one shooting is one too many. And so we are not letting up. We are, in fact, doing even more. We're doing more working with the police department with a new non-fatal shooting squad that Chief Gwynn Biller-O'Ell has started. Just last week, we announced a new focused effort with our prosecutors to target individuals who are repeat firearm offenders. We're also doing more than just through community policing. We're also enhancing our group violence intervention program where we target individuals who are most at risk of either being the trigger pullers themselves or being a victim of crime and helping them on a new path in life. We're going to invest more in community centers, libraries, our parks, and programming to give kids and young adults more opportunities to succeed. And so those are just some of the things, but we are focused. This is a top priority. We must continue to work to make Louisville a safer city.
Well, thank you for joining us again here at 5 o'clock, and I know you've got a lot of issues coming up with your mom, and we're thinking of you and your family.
Well, thanks. She would want me to continue to do the great work that our entire administration is doing. She loves Louisville, and I'm excited to continue moving forward in a new direction for our city. Thank you all.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, Mayor.